You reach the autumn of your life and look at the harvest you have gathered. $300,000. For some it is a fortune, for others a fear. Most people ignore the true value of this moment. 99% miss the last part, and if you do, your gold will become a chain that binds you to anxiety. If you stop now, you will spend your final years guarding a treasure while starving your spirit. Autumn harvest. You see, my friends, when we reach the age of 60, we are entering the autumn of our human existence. In nature, autumn is the time of the harvest. It is the time when the energy of the sun, which has been gathered throughout the spring and summer, is finally consolidated into the fruit and the grain. You look at your bank account and you see $300,000. To the mind that is governed by the world, this is simply a numerical value. But to the mind that seeks mastery, this is a manifestation of your life force. It represents thousands of hours of your breath, your sweat, and your focus. It is stored energy. The mistake most people make at this stage is that they begin to look at this harvest with a sense of contraction. They become afraid. They see the winter approaching, the time of slowing down, and they start to grip their harvest so tightly that they stop living. They treat their wealth like a wall to hide behind rather than a bridge to walk across. But a harvest that is not used, or a harvest that is guarded with a heart of fear, eventually begins to rot. It creates a stagnation in the spirit. You must realize that at 60, you are not at the end. You are at the peak of your wisdom. The $300,000 is a tool, but the most important thing to recognize is who is holding the tool. If the person holding the tool is filled with anxiety, no amount of money will ever be enough. You could have 3 million or 30 million and you would still wake up with a heavy chest. True wealth is the ability to look at what you have and say, "This is sufficient for my journey." This sufficiency is not a financial calculation, it is a spiritual state. It is the realization that your security does not come from the numbers on a screen, but from the clarity of your own mind. In this stage of life, you must begin to transition from the gathering phase to the refining phase. In your younger years, you were like a river in the mountains, fast, loud, and picking up everything in your path. But now, you must become like the river as it approaches the sea, deep, calm, and wide. You must learn to let the silt settle to the bottom so that the water becomes clear. Your $300,000 is enough to sustain a clear river, but it is not enough to sustain a turbulent one. Therefore, the first step is to quiet the turbulence of your own desires and fears. Think about the tree in autumn. It does not try to hold onto its leaves because it is afraid of the cold. It lets them go. It returns its essence to its roots. It simplifies. This is the great lesson for anyone in their 60s. You must look at your life and ask yourself, what is essence and what is just a leaf? Many of the things you have spent your life chasing are no longer necessary. By letting go of the unnecessary, you make your $300,000 go much further. You realize that the cost of a beautiful life is often much lower than the cost of a stressful one. Vital vessel. The first thing you must do with your energy, both your financial energy and your physical energy, is to invest in the vessel. You see, your body is the only house you truly live in. If the roof is leaking and the foundation is crumbling, it does not matter how much gold you have stored in the basement. You cannot enjoy the harvest if you do not have the vitality to taste the fruit. At 60, many people begin to accept decline as an inevitability. They say, "I am old, my joints ache, my energy is low." This is a form of mental stagnation that precedes physical decay. You must use a portion of your resources to ensure that your vessel is strong and supple. This does not mean spending money on expensive anti-aging miracles. It means investing in the discipline of movement and the quality of your nourishment. Your $300,000 gives you the most precious gift of all, time. You no longer need to trade every hour of your day for survival. You must use this time to cultivate your qi, your internal life force. A body that moves with ease is a body that does not require expensive repairs later. Consider the cost of a disease versus the cost of a disciplined life. Most people ignore their health until it is broken, and then they spend their entire harvest trying to buy it back. This is a poor strategy. Instead, you should use your current stability to build a fortress of vitality. This means eating food that is full of light and life, not processed shadows. It means finding a practice, whether it is walking in nature, moving with breath, or sitting in stillness, that keeps the internal rivers flowing. When the blood flows and the breath is deep, the mind remains sharp. A sharp mind is your greatest financial asset. When you are vital and alert, you make better decisions. You do not fall prey to the scams of the world, whether they are financial scams or medical ones. You have the clarity to see what is truly needed. By investing in your health, you are actually protecting your $300,000. You are ensuring that you remain the master of your circumstances rather than a victim of your symptoms. Remember, a man with health has 1,000 dreams, but a man without it has only one. This investment in the vessel also includes the environment in which you live. Does your home nourish you, or does it drain you? Is it filled with the clutter of the past, or is it a space of peace? You do not need a palace, but you need a sanctuary. Use your resources to simplify your surroundings. Remove the noise, let the light in. When your external environment is in harmony with your internal state, your energy levels will naturally rise. You will find that you need less external stimulation because you are filled from within. Noble simplicity. The second thing you must do is embrace the path of noble simplicity. We have been trained by the world to believe that more is always better. We think that if $300,000 is good, then $600,000 must be twice as good. But in the realm of the spirit, this is rarely true. Beyond a certain point, more possessions and more complex investments only lead to more clutter in the mind. At 60, the goal is to reduce the friction of your life. Every bill you have to pay, every property you have to maintain, and every complex account you have to track is a leak in your energy bucket. To make your $300,000 provide a life of true freedom, you must lower your internal overhead. Look at your attachments. Are you holding onto a large house that you no longer fill? Are you maintaining a lifestyle that was designed to impress people you don't even like? When you simplify your needs, you suddenly find that your $300,000 is a vast ocean of opportunity. If you need $5,000 a month to be happy, you are under pressure. But if you have learned the art of being deeply happy with $2,000, you are a wealthy man. This is not about deprivation, it is about refinement, it is about choosing quality over quantity, it is about realizing that a bowl of simple rice eaten in total peace is more nourishing than a feast eaten in a state of worry. When you simplify, you are not losing anything, you are gaining space. Space to breathe, space to think, and space to just be. This space is where the joy of the later years resides. If your life is too crowded with things and obligations, you will miss the subtle beauty of the autumn sunset. One of the most practical ways to do this is to clear your debts. Debt is a form of energetic bondage. It means that a part of your future breath already belongs to someone else. If you have $300,000 and you still owe money to the banks, you are not truly free. Use your harvest to buy your freedom. Close the gates. Stop the outflows. When you owe nothing to anyone, your sleep becomes deep and your heart becomes light. You can look at the world with a level gaze because you are no longer a servant to a system of interest and lack. Noble simplicity also applies to your social circle. You no longer have the time or the energy for shallow connections. Spend your time with those who nourish your spirit and challenge your mind. Avoid the thieves of peace, those who complain, those who live in drama, and those who seek to pull you back into the world of ego competition. Your $300,000 allows you to choose your company. Choose the wise, the kind, and the silent. This social simplicity will preserve your mental energy for the most important work of all, the work of internal mastery. Internal mastery. The third and most vital thing you must do is to turn your focus entirely toward internal mastery. Most people spend 60 years looking outward. They look at their careers, their families, their bank accounts, and their reputations. But at 60, the external world has given you all it can give. The final frontier is the world within. This is the part that 99% of people miss. They reach the end of their lives with a full bank account but an empty heart. They have mastered the world of doing, but they are total strangers to the world of being. You must use your stability to fund your spiritual education. I do not mean joining a cult or buying expensive courses. I mean dedicating your time to the study of your own mind. Why do you still get angry? Why are you still afraid of the future? What is the self that has traveled through all these 60 years? If you do not answer these questions now, when will you? Your $300,000 is the scholarship that allows you to become a full-time student of life. It provides the cushion that allows you to sit in silence and observe the nature of reality. Mastery of the mind is the only true security. If you know how to remain calm in the face of loss, you are wealthier than a billionaire who lives in fear of a market crash. If you know how to find joy in a single breath, you have a source of income that can never be taxed or stolen. This is the secret wealth that the masters speak of. By investing your time in meditation, reflection, and the study of universal principles, you are building a treasure that you can carry with you even when you leave this physical vessel. This internal work also involves the healing of the past. We all carry ghosts, old regrets, old resentments, and old pains. These ghosts eat up our vital energy. They are like apps running in the background of a phone, draining the battery. Use this stage of your life to close those apps. Forgive those who hurt you, not for their sake, but for yours. Let go of the should-have-beens. When you clear the past, you find that your $300,000 feels like much more because you are no longer spending your energy on mental maintenance. The ultimate goal of internal mastery is to reach a state of unshakable peace. This is a peace that does not depend on whether the $300,000 grows or shrinks. It is a peace that comes from knowing who you are beyond your name, your age, and your bank balance. When you reach this state, you have truly won the game of life. You can walk through the remaining years with a smile, knowing that you have fulfilled your purpose. You have taken the raw material of your life and refined it into the gold of wisdom. Purposeful flow. Once you have secured your vessel, simplified your life, and begun the work of internal mastery, you must find your purposeful flow. Retirement should not be a stopping. In nature, nothing stops until it dies. A tree that stops growing is a tree that is dying. However, the way you grow must change. You are no longer growing outward for the sake of accumulation. You are now growing upward for the sake of contribution. You must find a way to let your $300,000 and your 60 years of wisdom flow back into the world. This flow is what prevents stagnation. If you just sit on your money and your wisdom, you will become like a stagnant pond full of algae and mosquitoes. But if you find a way to be of service, you become like a flowing stream. Service does not have to be a grand gesture. It can be mentoring a younger person, volunteering for a cause that aligns with your values, or simply being a pillar of peace in your community. When you give, you receive a type of energy that money cannot buy. You feel needed, and being needed is a powerful medicine for the aging body. Your $300,000 can be used as seed money for your purpose. Perhaps there is a project you always wanted to start but were too busy with your career to pursue. Perhaps there is a skill you wanted to master. Use your resources to fuel your curiosity. A person who is learning and creating is a person who remains young. Curiosity is the fountain of youth. By staying engaged with the world in a meaningful way, you keep your mind sharp and your spirit vibrant. You are no longer working for a living, you are living for a purpose. Consider the concept of legacy. Most people think of legacy as the money they leave behind when they die. But the true legacy is the frequency you leave behind. It is the way you touched people's lives. It is the wisdom you shared. It is the example of a life well lived. If you spend your $300,000 to live a life of peace and mastery, that is a far greater gift to your children and your community than a pile of cash. You are showing them that it is possible to age with grace, strength, and joy. This flow must be balanced. You are not giving so much that you deplete yourself, but you are not holding so much that you block the current. It is a rhythmic exchange. You take in what you need to sustain your vessel and your peace, and you let the rest flow out. This is the natural law of the universe. Everything is in motion. By aligning yourself with this motion, you find that you always have enough. The universe supports those who are in flow. You will find that opportunities and resources appear exactly when they are needed. Silent security. As you move deeper into your 60s, you will find that the greatest security is found in silence. The world is very loud. It is constantly telling you to be afraid, to buy more, to do more, and to worry about the future. But in the silence, you find a different truth. You find that most of the threats the world speaks of are just shadows. In the silence, you realize that you have already survived 100% of your hardest days. You have the resilience of a mountain. Your $300,000 provides you with the luxury of silence. You can afford to turn off the news. You can afford to step away from the rat race. Use this luxury. Spend time in nature. Listen to the wind in the trees and the water over the stones. These are the original teachers. They will remind you of the cycles of life, that after every autumn comes a winter, and after every winter comes a spring. When you truly understand these cycles, you lose your fear of the winter of your own life. You realize it is just a time of rest before a new beginning. In the silence, you can also practice mental fasting. Just as we fast from food to clear the body, we must fast from information to clear the mind. Stop consuming the junk food of social media and endless entertainment. Instead, feed your mind with the superfoods of great philosophy, inspiring art, and deep contemplation. This mental clarity will make your $300,000 feel like $1 million. Why? Because you will no longer be wasting your resources on things that do not bring you true peace. Security is not a number. It is a feeling in the nervous system. You can have $10 million and still have a poverty mindset, a constant feeling of not enough. Or you can have $300,000 and have a wealth mindset, a constant feeling of abundance. This mindset is cultivated in the silence. It is the realization that the most valuable things in life, breath, love, peace, and awareness, are actually free. When you know this, the $300,000 is just extra. It is the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. I encourage you to spend at least 1 hour every day in total silence. No music, no books, no talking. Just sit and be aware of your existence. This practice will defrag your mental hard drive. It will allow your intuition to speak to you. Your intuition will tell you exactly what to do with your money and your time. It will guide you toward the people and the projects that will bring you the most fulfillment. The answers are not out there in a financial magazine. They are in here in the quiet center of your being. Or final clarity, in the end, we must all face the truth that we cannot take a single cent of our $300,000 with us when we leave. The bank account will be closed, the house will be sold, and the body will return to the earth. The only thing that remains is the quality of the soul you have cultivated. Did you spend your final years in a state of contraction and fear, or did you spend them in a state of expansion and peace? This is the only investment that truly matters in the long run. Your $300,000 is a sacred trust. It is the fuel for your final ascent. Use it wisely. Use it to heal your body, to simplify your life, and to master your mind. Use it to be a light in a world that is often dark. When you approach the end of your journey, you should be able to look back and say, I did not just survive, I thrived. I did not just grow old, I grew wise. This is the return on investment that the soul is looking for. True wealth is the peace that comes when you realize that you are already whole. You do not need the world to validate you, and you do not need a larger bank account to protect you. You are a child of the universe, and you are supported by the same power that moves the stars. When you live from this place of internal abundance, your $300,000 becomes a tool for joy rather than a source of stress. You become a master of your circumstances, a guardian of your peace, and a beacon of wisdom for all who follow. May you find the strength to let go of the unnecessary, the courage to face your internal shadows, and the wisdom to enjoy the harvest you have worked so hard to gather. The autumn of your life is not a time of fading, it is a time of ripening. Be like the fruit that is so full of sweetness that it naturally falls from the tree, ready to nourish the earth. Walk your path with a light heart and a clear mind, and know that the best part of the journey is not where you are going, but how you are walking. Be honest, did this speak to you too? Which part of your internal harvest are you most afraid to let go of?